Good evening, everyone. My name is Suzette DeMarchi, and I am the principal at Vineland High School. At this time, I would ask for everyone to rise for the singing of our national anthem by Vineland High School's Select Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. On behalf of Vineland High School administration, faculty, and staff, welcome to our students, parents, community members, central administration, and Board of Education members to Vineland High School's 37th Annual Merit Assembly. Before we begin our program this evening, I would like to thank and recognize Central Administration, Mr. Yano, Superintendent of Vineland Public Schools, Dr. Sneathen, Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Fry, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Godlewski, Executive Director of Special Services, Dr. Rossi, Executive Director of Personnel, and Mr. Mustarell, School Business Administrator. Our Board of Education members, Mrs. Spinelli, Board of Education President, Mrs. Cadaspati, Board of Education Vice President, Board members, Mr. Holmes, Mrs. Fabry, Mr. Fiocchi, Ms. Acosta, Mr. Rivera, Mr. Sabrana, and Mr. Silva. The Vineland High School administration, Ms. Rivera, Mr. Panis, Mrs. Alvarez, Mr. Headley, Mrs. Craig, and Mr. Adams. This evening is another way Vineland High School will honor and celebrate the exceptional students, our exceptional students, and all of their accomplishments. Many of our students this evening will be the recipient of a scholarship. I would like to congratulate each of our recipients on this honor, as well as your families. I want to take a moment and thank all of those that have been so kind to give the scholarships to our Vineland High School students. Your generosity is greatly appreciated. You will never truly know the impact that your scholarship will have on the lives of our students. But do know this, how grateful I am that you have believed, supported, and invested in the future of our Vineland High School students. And for that, I am humbled and eternally grateful. Class of 2023, the scholarships that will be given out this evening, many are in memory of a loved one or for a cause that is very near and dear to the donors' hearts. Please take the time to thank them for their generous scholarship. Any information given to us in regards to the scholarship will be given to you in the envelope in which you will receive. Congratulations, class of 2023. I wish you all the best. And at this time, I'd like to call to the podium Dr. Sneathen, Vineland Public Schools Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. DeMarchi, and thank you for allowing me to welcome the crowd here this evening. It is an honor, and I am representing Mr. Yano and all of our central administration, and I can't tell you how proud we are of you, the graduates of the class of 2023, and how excited we are to celebrate you next week in a major way, and this will be your sort of starter celebration. This night is filled with and made possible by the generous support of so many different donors who you will meet tonight and those who you will not meet. And as Mrs. DeMarchi said, it's a very important thing to say thank you to them. College and life after high school is nothing but expensive. And as a person who just put 2 kids through college, I just made my very last college payment about 6 months ago. So yay! But it has gotten to be such a tremendous expense. So as Mrs. DeMarchi said, thank you so much to all of our donors. Whether it's a little or a lot that you gave this evening, all of it matters. Whether it buys a book or a semester, we don't care, because everything that helps to defray the costs for our students is a step in the right direction for them. So congratulations, thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Dr. Sneathen. At this time, I would like to call to the podium Mrs. Cadaspati, Board of Education Vice President.
Good evening. On behalf of my colleagues on the Vineland Board of Education, I would like to congratulate the entire class of 2023. As we're about to honor our graduating seniors with his or her Merit Scholarship Awards, I want to thank the students who have continued to excel academically at the highest levels during your 4 years at VHS. Your hard work and dedication have truly paid off, and now it's time to reap the benefits of your efforts. Take the time to thank your parents, guardians, that special person or teacher who helped guide you along your journey, and also remember the family or organization whose name might be on the award you're receiving. This is your night. Take in the moment, enjoy it, because you've earned it. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Best of luck as you move forward from VHS, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Cadaspati. So at this time, we are going to begin the presentation of scholarships. When your name is called, please proceed to the front and join myself and a member of our Board of Education. We will present you with your scholarship or award. At that time, anyone from the particular scholarship committee or scholarship benefactor may join us for a picture. Parents, feel free to take a picture as well. So at this time, I'd like to call to the podiums Assistant Principals, Mr. Jared Headley and Mr. Justin Adams.
The first award recipient is Sophia Amato. Sophia will be presented with the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 by Mr. John Sabrana.
Our next award recipient is Alexa Arias. Alexa will be receiving the Catherine J. Arpino Estate Scholarship in the amount of $5,000 a year for 4 years.
Our next award recipient is Sadie Barbera. She will be presented with the Carol Starzan Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Ashley Barreto. Ashley will be receiving the Vineland Education Association Future Education Professional Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Lou Russo, President of the VEA.
Our next award recipient is Daisy Bautista. Daisy is being presented with the Parent Linking Program Top Scholar Award by Miss Deborah Hickman in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Leah Belushi. Leah will be receiving the Harry Kaisman Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
The next award recipient is Caleb Brown. Caleb will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Cumberland County Black Hall of Fame Scholarship in the amount of $500. And the next award is the Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Gregory Burgess. Gregory will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Kathleen Andelaro Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Dawn Spickenreuter. The next award is Thomas Katarina Senior Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Also, the Carrie Clay Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. The Michael J. Gruccio Jr. Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and a plaque, presented by Dr. Mary Gruccio. You got more. Yeah.
Suzette.
He's also receiving the New Jersey School Buildings Grounds Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. He's also receiving the Pauline J. Petway Elementary School Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. That's it. That was it. Yeah, that's all.
The next award recipient is Dominic Capelli. Dominic will be receiving the Tyler W. Hensley Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Dominic Segaranko. Dominic will be receiving the Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Chris Williams.
The next award recipient is Vito Santuolo. Vito is being presented with the Sergeant Dominic Pilla Middle School Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500 from Principal of Pilla Middle School, Mr. Ishmael Bermudez.
Our next award recipient is Daryl Clark. He will be receiving the Sergeant Christopher G. Maddie Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
The next award recipient is Arabeth Correa. She will be receiving the Marine Corps Athletic Award by Sergeant Kevin Trotman and a certificate.
Our next award recipient is Rachel Davis. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Durand Elementary PTO Scholarship in the amount of $750, presented by Tia Lewis. She will also be receiving the Lucille V. Harker Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. And the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
The next award recipient is Najveer Dinju. He will be receiving the AP Calculus Scholarship in the amount of $400, presented by Gary Yeager.
Our next award recipient is Quayshawn Dixon. He will be receiving the Marine Corps Academic Award, presented by Sergeant Kevin Trotman.
The next award recipient is John Carlos Encarnacion Reyes. He will be receiving the Cole the Deaf Dog and Friends Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Chris Hanna. And Cole the Dog.
Our next award recipient is Lizette Flores. She will be receiving the Sir Speedy Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Alondra Fuentes Cruz. She will be presented with the Cumberland Players Club Greg Giuliani Award in the amount of $300.
Our next award recipient is Caitlin Garcia. She will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Marion E. McDowell Scholarship Fund in the amount of $1,200, presented by Colleen McDowell Forcenito and U.S. Navy Commander Jessica McNulty. She will also be receiving, come back. The Pauline J. Petway Elementary School Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
The next award recipient is Matthew Garciano. He will be receiving multiple awards tonight. The first award is the Antique Arts and Cultural Society of South Jersey Scholarship in the amount of $100. and he will also be receiving the New Jersey School Building Grounds Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Olivia Griggs. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the William F. Dudley Senior Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. She will also be receiving the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The Joseph and Ruth Siedlecki Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 a year for 4 years. And the VHS Class of 1993 Scholarship in the amount of $500.
The next award recipient is Noah Grover. He will be presented with the Complete Care Health Network Dong K. Chu Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Lauren Gwinup. She'll be receiving the Catherine J. Arpino Estate Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Rosalind Rosado.
The next award recipient is Nicole Guzman. She will be presented with the Vineland High School Art Department Scholarship in the amount of $300.
Our next award recipient is Breon Herbert. Breon will be receiving the Marine Corps Athletic Award, presented by Sergeant Kevin Trotman.
The next award recipient will be Kamira Holmes. She will be presented with the Thomas P. McCann Crew Scholarship in the amount of $500 by Dr. Thomas P. McCann.
Our next award recipient is Ayana Isijos. She'll be receiving the Violin Performance Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Amber Rains.
The next award recipient is Taya Keels. She will be presented with the Jeffrey Gross Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 by Krista and Natalie Gross.
Our next award recipient is Xavier Lugo, who will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Jeffrey A. Clay Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500, presented by Jim and Kathleen Clay. And the next award is actually a dual award he will be receiving with Joseon Serrano Cruz, and that's the Billy Consola Memorial Wrestling Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 and a plaque, presented by Dottie Cargman.
The next award recipient is Ryan Madera. Ryan will be presented with the Marine Corps Music Award by Sergeant Kevin Trotman.
Our next award recipient is Catherine Marino. She'll be presented multiple awards this evening. The first is the Cumberland County Municipal Clerk Scholarship in the amount of $250 and a certificate. She will also be receiving the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Mr. John Sabrana.
The next award recipient is Jennifer Martinez Alaves. She will be presented with the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cumberland and Salem County Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Damaris Mayoral Vargas. He'll be receiving the Joel Denzel Cortez Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient will be presented to Elijah McCullough. He will be receiving the Stephen J. Volpe Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Santiago Mondragon, receiving multiple awards. The first award is the AP Calculus Scholarship in the amount of $400, presented by Gary Yeager. He will also be receiving the Italian Cultural Foundation of South Jersey Award in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Miguel Ishani Morales Vasquez. She will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Gerald J. Barry Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and a plaque presented by Laura Barry. The next award is the Imagine America Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. And the final award is the William Simpson Scholarship in the amount of $100.
Our next award recipient is Victoria Negron. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the NJ Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club Scholarship in the amount of $500. The Mark Del Palma Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. The Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Mr. John Sabrana. The National Honor Society Scholarship in the amount of $500. And the Auto Squab Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500.
Our next award recipient is Tyler Nottingham. She will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the William McDevitt VHS Marching Band Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $500. And she will also be receiving the Veterans Memorial School Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Derek Acme. He'll be receiving the Ronald Franceschini Senior Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Ron and Mary Franceschini.
Our next award recipient is Tiffany Pena Mateo. She will be receiving the Japanese American Citizens League Scholarship in the amount of $200 and a certificate.
Our next award recipient is Christian Perez. He'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Puerto Rican Social Action Committee Award, presented by Margie Custodio in the amount of $500. And also the Rowan's Opportunity for Post-Secondary Excellence and Success Award.
Our next award recipient is Emily Perez. She will be receiving the Cumberland Players Club Scholarship in the amount of $100.
Our next award recipient is Ryan Pollock. He'll be receiving the Marion E. McDowell Scholarship Fund Award in the amount of $1,200, presented by Colleen McDowell, Forcenito, and U.S. Navy Commander Jessica McNulty.
Our next award recipient is Infinity Pritchett. She will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Edward F. Duffy Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The second award is the Mary McDowell Legacy Scholarship presented by Lynn Moreno Buckman and Ayana Colvin in the amount of $500. The next award is the Newfield Bank Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The next award is the Rowan's Opportunity for Post-Secondary Excellence and Success Award. She will also be receiving the Joseph and Ruth Seidlecki Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 a year for 4 years. She will also be receiving the Dennis Tanner Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Miss Darlene Boone and Miss April Stevenson Kinder. And her final award, but wait, there's more. And her final award is the Women's Club of Violence Scholarship presented by Miss Linda Galena in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Stephanie Altrus. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Dolores Romero Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Melissa King. As well as the Jane Tola Scholarship in the amount of $2,000.
The next award recipient is Alec Raimondi. He will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Brian P. Giuliani Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The next award is the Dr. William Menny's Alumni PTO Scholarship Award in the amount of $500, presented by Miss Melanie Lovasone. And his final award is the Vineland Early Childhood Advisory Council Preschool Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Andrea Ryan and Brandy Gatier.
Our next award recipient is Hannah Rasmussen. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 a year for 4 years. As well as the Women's Club of Violin Award in the amount of $1,000, presented by Linda Galena.
The next award recipient is Catherine Rasmussen. She will be presented with the Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 a year for 4 years.
Our next award recipient is Ashiri Rosario Diaz. She'll be receiving the CCASA Allen Associates in memory of Stanley H. Allen Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next award recipient is Jared Ruiz. He will be receiving the CCASA Allen Associates in memory of Stanley H. Allen Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next award recipient is Jaden Ruiz. He'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Alpha Delta Kappa Phi Chapter Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Dawn Smith. Also receiving the Alfie Freeman Barcy Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Linda Fields. The Durand Elementary PTO Scholarship in the amount of $750, presented by Tia Lewis. The Vineland Administrators and Supervisors Association Award in the amount of $500, presented by Vice Principal Justin Adams. She will also be receiving the Vineland Education Association Scholarship for Future Educators in the amount of $1,000, presented by Lou Russo, VEA President.
The next award recipient is Shady Sanchez. She will be receiving the Thomas Martirano Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. The next award recipient is Giovanniel Serrano Ortiz. He will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Tommy Rodriguez Scholarship in the amount of $800, presented by Jimmy Rodriguez. And the next award is the Dr. John H. Winslow Elementary School Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Dr. Kristen Speakman, Principal, Winslow Elementary School.
Our next award recipient is Ethan Spinato. He'll be receiving the Vineland Education Association Scholarship for Future Educators in the amount of $1,000, presented by Lou Russo, VEA President.
Our next award recipient is Bodan Taranenko. He will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Gerald J. Barry Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and a plaque. And he will also receive the Diamond Social Club Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Madison Tomaso. Madison will be receiving the John N. Guinta Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500.
Our next award recipient is Marlon Tony Jr. He will be receiving the Joseph Azanara Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Jessica Tramontana. She'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first is the Cumberland County Retirees Education Association Scholarship in the amount of $750, presented by Bill Hartman. As well as the Gladys Maury Viola Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. And the Italian Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Mr. John Sabrana.
Our next award recipient is Judah Walters. He will be receiving multiple awards this evening. His first award is the Sam Bozowski Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. His next award is the Dr. Mary L. Gruccio Honorary Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Dr. Sneathen, Assistant Superintendent. He will also be receiving the Alan R. Reinhardt Memorial Music Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. His next award is the Dennis Tanner Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Miss Darlene Boone and Miss April Stevenson Kinder. And his final award is the Vineland Education Association Scholarship for Future Educators in the amount of $1,000, presented by Mr. Louis Russo, VEA President.
Our next award recipient is Jason Ward. He'll be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Clarion Kosh Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. And the Stephen J. Volpe Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Jada Williams. She will be receiving the Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Vanessa Williams. She will be receiving the Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Stephen Zaracco. He will be receiving the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cumberland and Salem County Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Danielle Clemenston.
Our next award recipient is John Zetnikov. He will be receiving multiple awards this evening. The first award is the Mark McLamed's Gabriel Project Scholarship in the amount of $250. And the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
We would like to call back up Miss Suzette DeMarchi, principal of Vineland High School.
Okay, at this time, the entire senior class, I'm very happy to report, all students have earned their service learning hours, so give yourselves a round of applause. However, one particular student has earned over 450 hours. And they are receiving the Principal's Award for Service. They will be earning a gold medal, and the recipient is Matthew Nardone. Congratulations, Matthew. Thank you so much to Okay, we do have one more scholarship. The scholarship recipient is for Pamela Penna. Pamela will be receiving the Joyce Heck Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $200. Thank you so much to Thank you so much to Mr. Headley and Mr. Adams. At this time, again, I just want to thank all of our scholarship donors. Please give them a round of applause. Your generosity is so greatly appreciated. Before we close out our evening, I also want to take a moment to make sure that I thank all of our counselors, clerical, Mr. Garcia, Gia, and Doug for assisting us this evening. They all really made sure that this evening ran very smoothly, so let's give them a round of applause. At this time, I do ask that we stand for our school alma mater.
High School of the orange and the blue, and the sturdy sons of Bridgeton to the red and white are true. We will cheer for dear old Vineland, the school we love forever. For all her sons are loyal to her colors red and gray.
You may be seated. I just want to take a moment and thank everyone for joining us this evening. In just a moment, our students will be processing out of the auditorium. And students, we do ask that you meet Miss Rivera and Miss Alvarez in the mushroom area. I just want to again thank all of our parents and guardians for being here this evening, all of our scholarship donors. Again, your generosity is just amazing, and we greatly, greatly appreciate you. Students, you may rise. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations, students, and have a wonderful and safe evening.